If you're in a healthy relationship with a man, can you stitch this video and talk about it?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about this lady who came out asking people questions. And the question she was asking was, what is your best moment in your relationship? If you've had an healthy relationship, come share with us the healthy things that's happened in your relationship over time, so that we'll know that there are healthy relationships out there. Because according to her, a timeline was filled with so many, I'm going to call it, bad, informations about relationship. We're going to be listening to what other people had to say about, their healthy moments in their relationship. And I can't wait to dive in, listening to them with you. So let's just jump right into it. And I'm going to be back with everything I had to say.
If you're in a healthy relationship with a man, can you stitch this video and talk about it? I'm stuck in the algorithm on TikTok where it's just a bunch of horror stories from women and men with bad behavior, and many of my relationships reflect that dynamic too. But I believe in love, and I want love still, and I know I'm not alone. I know how important it is when you're trying to attract something new into your life to find examples of other people who have that thing. And so this is my attempt to find examples and to get some healing. And I think it would be healing for a lot of other women too, who are still looking for love in spite of all that they've been through. So anything that you're comfortable sharing would be great, from how you met to what you love about them, to what the dynamic of your relationship is like, what they do for you, what you do together, if you've ever had a big argument and how you've gotten through it, like anything that you want to share. And if you think your story is too boring to share, you're probably exactly who we need to be hearing from. Just stitch this video, tag me in it, and I'll be sure to repost it on my page too. If you're in a healthy relationship with a man, can you stitch this?
Me and my fiance are in a healthy relationship. I was a newly divorced single woman with 4 kids living at home with my mom. We matched on Tinder in November of 2022. He met my kids in February. He bought us all a house in May. He proposed in June, and now we're getting married in June 2024. He has always been consistent. He has always maintained if he's going to do something, he's going to do it. He has never switched up on me. It's such a very healthy communication. And coming from a toxic situation, my previous marriage, he is so patient. He understands my mental health. He helps me. He treats me and my kids like the priority that we are. He treats me like a princess. I can literally go on and on about this man. I love him so much, and it's the healthiest thing I've ever had. And when you know, you know.
If you're in a healthy relationship with a man, can you stitch this video and talk about it? I'm stuck in the algorithm.
I love the fact that she asked for people to tell their stories so that she could change up her algorithm and so that she could see what's healthy. So I would love it. So I have been married to my husband for 17 and a half years, and we actually had a very rocky, crazy start, before we got married, just young, immature, and doing all those crazy things. But then we got married, and our marriage has been completely healthy. I don't mean it's been perfect, and I don't mean that we've never had issues. I mean it's healthy. And what I mean about healthy is we have evolved over time. We have learned to communicate over time. We have learned to get better as individuals and as a couple over time. We have managed to share wisdom with our children. And so what makes something healthy is growth. And so, like I said, it's not perfect. It's not even just fabulous all the time. I mean, but it's healthy. Like you said that word, and that just kind of stuck with me and it resonated with me. It's healthy. And so some of the examples that I think that make a healthy marriage is, I don't try to make my husband be something that he's not. He is who he is. Anytime I ask of something of my husband that I want him to change, these are things that all healthy adults, males, should want to do, husbands, fathers, whatever. And the same thing that he asks of me. So he loves sports. He loves football. He loves, doing those kind of things. I don't really care for it, but I don't try to make him not do that. The thing about me is I'm always evolving in my style and the things that I like and I don't like. And he lets me be me. One of the things I've said from day one, he lets me be me. So we're very comfortable being ourselves in our marriage. We're not trying to be we're not trying to create a new person. And now that we're like in our late 40s and our 50s, we're evolving even more as individuals. And so the other healthy thing about our marriage is the fact that as we are changing and evolving in our individual selves, the other one is supportive of that change. So there's things that he's doing and becoming that he didn't do, or, wasn't like at the beginning of the marriage or 5 years ago or even 2 years ago. I can't hold him to the person he was 24 months ago. I have to walk with him as he evolves, and he has to do the same with me. So healthy marriages do exist, and you're right to talk about being around and immersing yourself in that, because I literally do the same thing. We have 4 couple friends that are in healthy marriages. All of us either came from divorced parents, estranged marriage parents, or parents that were never married. Like out of the 8 people, because it's me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 couples. So out of the 10 of us, none of our parents have like healthy marriages, husbands or wives. And so we surrounded ourselves with healthy couples, and we as 5 couples hold ourselves accountable as the husbands and the wives. So I hope that helps, and I pray for you, and I hope the best for you in finding a beautiful, healthy marriage that you so desire, because it does exist. It takes time and it takes nurturing, just like a garden. In order to have healthy food in a garden, you have to nurture it, you have to water it, you have to make sure that it has the right mulch, and sometimes you have to prune it. So sometimes things have to be taken away, but they do exist. Hope that helps.
If you're in a healthy relationship with a man, can you stitch this video and talk about?
I have been married to my husband for 10 years. We've been together for 12, and we are absolutely still each other's best friend. When people talk about how marriage is hard work, I cannot relate, because literally my marriage is the easiest part of my life. We're very similar people and have a really good way of communicating. Of course, we still have tiffs and arguments about how things are done in the business of raising a family and a home and all that stuff, but they never last more than like an hour, because at the core of it, we don't want to be mad at each other. There's so much love there. We text and talk to each other constantly throughout the day, and we really try to find things that we like to do separately and find a way to do them together. Like, I'm starting to learn how to play golf, and my husband watches Bravo shows with me. And through all of the best friend aspect of it, we still keep that romantic spark alive. We go on dates. He tells me I'm beautiful every time and in every version of me. He once sat with me in a bathroom while I had the stomach bug for a full 12 hours. I leave him little love notes in his clothes, and we make each other laugh. I'm seriously my husband's biggest fan.
If you're in a healthy relationship with a man, can you stitch this video?
My husband and I met at a pageant that I was competing in, and he was working as one of the models to walk the girls down. There was about 50 other girls competing for this pageant, and there were only 9 male models to walk them down, so he was supposed to walk me down and then go back and get another girl and walk her down. There's a million things I want to say, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus on one important thing, and that is consistency. This photo was taken less than 5 minutes after my husband met me. And within that 5 minutes, this man had already let his interest in me be known, and this photo was taken off guard. From the moment my husband met me, I have never questioned that this man is extremely into me. From the second he talked to me, I had no question that this man was feeling me. He was clear in communicating that he's interested in me. He was clear in communicating that he thinks I'm absolutely beautiful. He was clear in communicating that he wants to get to know me. Not only did he communicate those things, he proceeded to act on it. While we're competing at the pageant, we've been there for a very long time. It was getting late, about 11 p.m. So my husband was like, well, the guy I just met at the time, are you hungry? You must be hungry. You've been here all day. I said, yeah, I'm feeling kind of hungry. He was like, why don't we just run off real quick, get something to eat so that you're not starving while you wait to hear that you won. So we head off to the nearest restaurant, which at the time was Subway. I told him I don't like ordering food for myself because I never like what I order. Asked me why. I told him it's probably a language barrier since English is not my first language and I'm still getting to know American food. I just never like what I order, so I shy away from ordering any of the food. And ordered 2 different sandwiches and some Subway cookies. I didn't like mine, so he gave me his and I ended up liking the one he ordered. Until today, I never have to order food at the restaurant. My husband has a list of all the food I like. Whenever we go out, or even if we're not out together, he'll ask me, are you in the mood for seafood or steak? I'll just tell him seafood, and he will order me something I'm going to love because he has a list of all the foods that I like. Back to the pageant, I won, missed my crowning, blah, 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 neither here nor there. Our first date, my husband took me to an African restaurant and he took me to the monument in Washington, D.C. because he heard me say during our conversation the first night we met that I miss Congolese food. I don't get to eat it that often since I'm living in college dorms, and I am absolutely obsessed with politics and scandal. So he curated a date, an all-day date, specific to what I told him. From the moment we met, I have never had to question my husband's integrity. I have never had to question his honesty because when he says something, he means it. I am Congolese, my husband is American. So when I first told him about my culture, including that dowry, he was definitely shocked about having to pay to marry me. But the one thing he constantly said in the process of going through talking to my parents, getting a prize, was, I'm going to do whatever it takes to marry you because you are it. You are my dream girl. You are the woman I want to be with for the rest of my life. And he did. And he did. We currently have 4 kids together, and my husband has made it his job to make sure I am mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy throughout my entire postpartum journey. One of my biggest fears of becoming a mom was losing myself in this journey called motherhood, and he knew that. So he made sure that does not happen to me by making sure I still have a life outside of motherhood. My husband is the type to come home from work at 5 p.m. after work, take over with the kids so that I can have time to do things for myself. He is the type to book me surprise staycation away from the family so that I can go sit in a hotel, read my book. He'll stop by at night to do what he gotta do and go back home to his kids. I stopped at my husband's office once and the people who worked there didn't know who I was yet. And they were literally sitting there chit-chatting about how boss man can't stop talking about his wife. My husband is a my wife type of guy. He will brag about his family to anybody that will listen. If I tell him I have a goal, not only will he support the goal, but he will find a way to make it happen. It's been 10 years and 4 kids later, and I still get surprise date nights. I still get flowers delivered. I still get random gifts because he's thinking of me. I am a heavy coffee drinker, and no matter what time my husband wakes up in the morning, he will make sure that I get my coffee. Sometimes that means he has to wake up literally an hour earlier to go pick up my coffee from my favorite coffee shop, but I will wake up with my coffee ready for me. His generosity, his kindness, his love has only gotten more, and now I get to see it translate through his fatherhood and through my kids. His consistency in prioritizing his family and me translates in the way that he spends time with us. This all shows up in the things that he prioritizes, like sitting together on a Sunday to go over our kids' lesson plan, to go over all of our marriage goals, to do a quick little check-in together. It's been 10 years, and this man has not stopped looking at me like I walk on the moon. When I say consistency, this is what I mean. This man still looks at me like I am the best thing he's seen and had since sliced bread. Anyways, let me go get ready for a quick surprise date that I was just told I am going on.
Guys, I think it's an amazing thing that women came out to share the beautiful moments that they've had in their relationship, in their marriage, and to make people know that not every relationship out there is bad. You can still have the marriage of your dreams. I mean, like, doesn't mean it has to be perfect. You guys might have your fallout, days that are not perfect, but above all, the fact that both of you are willing to keep making it work and working things out, that is what will stand you out and still give you memorable times and beautiful memory of your partners. Even when you guys are mad at each other, you might just remember something nice that they've done in the past and you just smile. So I think it's a beautiful one that these women came out here to share. If you've had beautiful moments like this, you can share a story with us in the comment section because I'm sure there are people who would love to read it. And, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching if you watched up to this point, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.